now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy afternoon. Welcome to VRL. You're listening to Vigilantes Radio live right here on iHeartRadio, and I am your host, Dini. I do have to say that this particular episode is pre-recorded, and I can't wait to deliver it to your inboxes, and for you guys who subscribe to the show, you'll be the first to know. Before I bring my guest on, I do want to say that, you got to ask yourself sometimes what matters most. Before you put a lot of time and energy into being frustrated or annoyed, worried or angry about something, ask yourself this: 5 years from now, will it make any difference one way or the other? Rather than making a minor inconvenience into a major issue, take a moment to put it into perspective. If it won't matter a few days or a few weeks from now, is it really worth getting upset about? If you focus on the petty, insignificant things that take your time and energy away from what truly is important, life is too precious to waste even a few moments. For in each of these moments, there is priceless opportunity. And priceless opportunities to be a better person. Imagine what you could do today that would indeed make a positive difference 5, 10, 20 years from now. Think of how you can spend the moments you have right now, so you'll always look back on them with satisfaction and thankfulness for the choices you've made. Live this day like the special time that it is, and keep reminding yourself to focus on what matters most, letting everything else flow quietly on by. And so, in doing so, you'll be creating value that will stay with you always. My name is Coach Dini, and change is possible. Are you ready? Are go. Let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. You're listening to VRL, that's Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeart Radio. And my name is Deanie. Our interviews are designed to go beyond music, news, books, art, acting, films, technology, education, entrepreneurship, entertainment, and sometimes even past that thing that we call the ego. Our interviews are designed to go behind the scenes and into the minds of these awesome human beings. You know, the ones who are out there giving it their all for me, for you, and for the world. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to welcome a truly transformative artist to Vigilantes Radio, formerly known as Zach Campos. Georg Bendemann brings a fresh and spiritual perspective to the music world. His latest album, The Trees, is a deeply personal journey inspired by faith and scripture, showcasing his dedication to God and his commitment to becoming a better man. Georg's music is not only uplifting but profoundly meaningful. The track you just heard was a record called Revelation. So we'll talk about that, and then the other record that we are playing later on in the show. But for right now, please join me in saying welcome, friend, to Georg Bendemann. Hey, welcome to the show.
Man, it's been a while, huh?
Yeah, man. Happy New Year.
It's been a long time. Happy New Year. Yeah, God bless you, man. I missed you, dude. I missed talking to you.
Yeah, man. Same here, man. How's it going, bro?
Oh, it's crazy, man. I feel like I went through my anime arc of it's like in Naruto Shippuden. It's like you literally get to see these kids become men, and I feel like I've been through my own metamorphosis of finally becoming a man. It's been insane. It's been crazy. How are you? Oh, sorry. I just I want to catch up and stuff, man. It's been so long and so much to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just to answer your question though, is it feels amazing. Because I actually just got baptized on Sunday, and I just feel like I've seen the light. God is working miracles through me every single day, and I just feel like I'm attracting so many beautiful people. And it brought us back together, to be talking, right? Because I just felt compelled, man, I miss that guy. I want to talk to him again. I want to share my story with him and everything, all that's been going on. So now we're talking in this moment right now, and I'm just really blessed, I would say. If I had to encapsulate how I've been feeling in one word, I would say definitely blessed.
Absolutely, man. God is good, and I've been good, man. New chapters that I'm in currently, so just trusting God along the way as I navigate this new journey that I'm on. But man, I know that everything's going to be amazing, man, and it's going to be hallelujah either way. Hallelujah. How it turns out. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, Georg Bendemann, new moniker.
Yeah, it's actually, so it's George or Georg. Either way, I don't know. I say Georg, but I do see that it could be spelled as George, which is funny. So I'll have to figure out which one I want to go by. So yeah,
Georg.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're saying?
You said Georg?
Yeah, it's I look at it as Georg, but it could be George. Okay. I'm not. Okay. I honestly don't know. It's funny that you say that because I actually don't know how to pronounce it myself. But basically, the way that I got that, so when we had talked, and I was at the hotels and stuff last year, which I think is the last time we had actually talk. I had really gone into the work of Franz Kafka, who's my favorite author, and he had a collection of short stories that, it was my training arc, I guess you could say, because that book was really, really hard to get through. It was 400 pages, and it was just really difficult. But yes, through that book, I found so much inspiration, for my music and stuff, and I saw the whole Georg Ben. I'm just gonna call it George for the sake of this interview. Georg Bendemann is actually a character from The Judgment, his short story, and I took that name and used it for my new moniker because I wanted to I wanted to go more emo. You know what I mean? I wanted to go more kind of darker with my music and talk more about heavier themes. Mainly with redemption, because that's something that's always really resonated with me. So I took inspiration from Franz Kafka and used the whole Georg Bendemann alias to kind of get outside of myself, because like with my Zach Campos music that I made under my actual name, I kind of felt like I had done everything that I had done. Like I ended it with like The Champion, which was like the first like album that I made after my daughter Penelope was born and everything. So like I wanted to like expand myself and like push myself creatively and like go to like heavier places thematically with music, because like with Zachary Campos my music was all like very light and like happy, but I wanted to tell some like very profound stories. So like The Judgment was like the first album I made under this name, and then I made the album The Hermit, which actually have like a connection to each other, and then I made the album The Metamorphosis, which was more about me and like my journey to like getting out of my house and becoming like a man and stuff. And then I made The Burrow, which is my newest EP that I have out, that I'm actually like selling the CD of it at the record store here in Tracy. And now I have The Trees, which I'm putting out next Friday, that I'm like, my mission with that is like I'm making CDs for all the people who have inspired me along my journey. It's like my uncles, my aunts, like everybody, you know what I mean? So like it's basically just like it's kind of transformed into like putting that love out there for the universe and like just putting good out there, because there's too much hatred in this world, man. I'm just like I'm fighting as a like on the front lines of God's army, like, you know what I mean, like the fighting good versus evil. I'm like on the front lines, like doing the Lord's work right now, man. I just want to heal people, because I've been in that dark place and I know that how hard it is to get out of it. And like if I could just help one person get out of the darkness, then I would just make my heart so happy, you know.
Yes, sir. Doing God's work, man.
Through music.
Yeah, through music.
That's my way of doing it, you know, it's through music. So, yeah, thank you.
No doubt, man. So another good thing that I noticed about you on your YouTube channel, there are videos with your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my... are you saying that because all my album artwork for this name, you can't see my face?
Yeah. You've been kind of like a mystery.
Yeah, it was like the whole mystery. You know, it's crazy because I just made like this really, it's funny, he actually like reminds me a lot of you. You know what I mean? Like his name's Aaron. Like I started working at Olive Garden as a busser, and like I met Aaron. He's like a super, super great guy. Like I really like this dude. And we were hanging out and stuff. We were talking about like books and like reading, and like, you know, we were showing each other music and all that. And it was just like funny because I showed him those music videos that you're referencing. Mm-hmm. And like he was like, dude, like I couldn't even tell that was you. He's like, if I didn't like if you like had just put that video on and just showed it to me, I literally wouldn't even have known that was you. Because, you know, like I don't have any hair or anything. Like I'm bald, and like I just like don't like when I'm at work, like you wouldn't be able to tell that that's me. You know what I mean? Which I think is so cool. It's literally like I finally made like literally like a straight up alter ego, where it's like at the CD store, like for the Burrow, you know, the album where like I have like the joint in my mouth, and like I have like the, you know, like the hat covering my head so you can't see my eyes. Like, yeah. Like it's sick because I could be in the store and like people won't even know it's me. You know what I mean? Like it's so cool, man. Like yeah, it's sort of like a superhero. It's more like an anti-hero type of thing, I guess. But it's like Shadow the Hedgehog, probably like the best comparison I can draw, because it's like my favorite. Yeah.
You have like the secret identity thing going on. You know how Clark Kent puts on his glasses, or Superman will put on glasses and he's Clark Kent, and everybody's like, "Oh, where did Superman go?"
It's like dude, straight up, like. And I'm the same guy, like I look exactly the same, but it's like, it's crazy that he says that to me. And it's cool that you noticed that too, because like, yeah, I definitely wanted to go for like the whole like emo goth kind of aesthetic. You know, like I mentioned earlier, like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden changed my life, man. Like, because I watched all 770 episodes of both, because Naruto is 200 episodes, 220, which is already a lot. And then Naruto Shippuden is 500 episodes in total. But Naruto Shippuden is the one that really changed me, because essentially like how that inspired my latest project, or not latest, but like, you know, the one I have out, the Burrow, was that like it kind of showed me like the whole, like the main theme of Naruto Shippuden is like rivalry, like a childhood rivalry kind of like, and it finally like ending. And I just started to see like that all the people in my life, like who were that for me, like for example, like my main kind of like childhood rival, I guess, was like my cousin Armando. And like I like had always had this rivalry with him, like because like we were like best friends and stuff, but like then he had like done stuff to hurt me, I had done stuff to hurt him, and like I was trying so hard to make it. Like that show inspired me to want to like mend my relationship with him and like my cousin Elijah and everything, and like I just really wanted to make things right, but I didn't realize I was like hurting myself. Like it's like a form of self-harm that doesn't even like feel like self-harm. But like basically what was happening, dude, is like I was like taking all of my anger out from them on the people who actually loved me. You know what I mean? And like I was in such a dark place. Like for like I've literally like I was in that dark place like since I was 16 years old, dude. Like, and I just got out of it like a couple weeks ago. It took me 10 years to get out of it. So I mean, it's just like redemption, I think, is like the word that's really prevalent in my heart right now. I feel like God redeemed me, and now I'm like, all these beautiful things are coming my way because I finally opened my heart to Him and my family. Like my family never gave up on me. You know what I mean? Even though they had every right to, like they didn't, and they saved me. So like I owe everything to them. I owe everything to my family and to the Lord.
Indeed, indeed, amen, amen. So, yeah, man, it is crazy. It's like Zachary
and you
Campos.
Get to see it. You really get to see it. Also, no, what were you saying? I feel like you were about to say something super profound.
Yeah, I was gonna just say, no, man, it's like when Zachary Campos just puts on a hat. Oh, where did he go? Where did he go?
And he becomes Georg Bendemann.
He becomes, yeah.
You know what? I think I am going to go by George. Well, it's crazy, man. I want to share some I want to share some heavy stuff with you, but I'm going to share it because, you know, it's going to be insightful. So it's crazy because, like, you know how last time we had talked, I told you, like, I had, like, a story, like, in mind for, like, where the main character is, like kind of like a person who's, like, just, like, abuses children and stuff like that, and he's, like, a horrible person and all that. Yeah, dude, the reason, so I was like in that darkness for so long, like where I was like really struggling with like my mental health and my problems with OCD. And I finally like came to I finally accepted the reality of the fact that like my uncle had like sexually abused me when I was a child. Like I don't remember when, I was too young to be able to remember, but I know in my heart that happened. You know what I mean? Like, and it really I'm not supposed to cuss. It really damaged me, and like it really like hurt my heart. Like, and I've been like forming like a really close bond with the pastor of my church, and I've been asking him like, you know, like how do I even forgive somebody for that? You know, like I don't even know where to start. He told me you don't forgive them to absolve them of their sins. You forgive them so that way you yourself can be clear of heart and clear of conscience. And he told me like to like with everything there, like he said these words to me that totally changed me. He said, an event is not your identity. And I was like, wow, like I never thought of it that way. And I was holding on to so much hatred from that, you know, like that anger. And the reason I bring that up is because it's crazy, like the man like who had did it to me, like his name is literally named George. You know what I mean? Like, so how crazy is it now that like I took that pain and trauma and turned it into something beautiful? You know, not even knowing. I didn't even pick this name with that in mind. So like, that's why when you said the name, I was hesitant to accept it, but I was like, no, I'm going to take that and I'm going to like, I'm going to use it and rise above it and use it to be strong. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, man, that is amazing.
That is something beautiful. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you saying that. It means a lot to me.
Indeed, man. So, Trees features tracks that are named after certain books of the Bible.
Yeah, actually, every single track is named after a book from the Bible in the project. So Genesis starts with Genesis, ends with Revelation, and then the first half is all books from the Old Testament. So the first half of the project is like a lot more like alternative rock and like punk rock based and stuff, you know, and like old school hip hop, of course. This is like my heart and soul. But like the second half is all like the acoustic and the folk stuff. Which, you know, if we have time, I would actually love to play one of the songs off of the project for you.
Yes, please.
Definitely. I'm going to play the song Galatians for you.
Okay. I also noticed that you included a couple of instrumental tracks on this project.
Yeah, so it starts with Genesis. The way I kind of like structured the album was I kind of wanted it to be like you're like literally going to church. Like you know what I mean? Like you get to church, like you hear like the piano, like I tried to make the piano as beautiful as possible. Like I just tried to play it with like all the soul that I had in my body, you know, like Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Soul. Like, have you seen the Disney movie?
Oh,
It's like
no, I haven't seen
about like a jazz musician. Okay, so basically, like the reason I bring it up is because like there's this scene where like he plays the piano and like he goes into like the spirit realm basically, and I was like that was like me when I was recording those songs because like I did them pretty much in like one or two takes maybe, but like yeah, man, like I was just playing the piano and like I was just like because I wanted it to start with instrumental piano and then I wanted it to end with like piano to be it's like a sermon. Like, cause basically, like, I just wanted to like bestow wisdom to people. Like, the whole album is very, very positive, and like, the album is like the light. Like, it's like I finally found the light through all of the darkness, you know?
Yeah. How did you get to this point?
There's a couple things, man. I mean, I appreciate like even you asking me that question makes me really happy because like I know you've seen my journey. Like we've known each other for a minute now. We've almost known each other for like a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know we haven't talked in a minute, but like we like you've seen like I think Profound Knowledge, right, was the first project I made when I had started working with you, right? So that was last March, April. So yeah, it's almost been a year, dude, and like. So you've seen it, you know what I mean? Like you've seen my transformation into being who I am now, like which made me happy because I was like, oh man, I get to talk to him, like he's known because he gets to see it. But basically, dude, what happened was like I think the biggest thing that happened to me was my daughter, bro. Like having like Penelope, like she just changed my life. She made me want to be a better man. And I just really did not like the person that I was. I wasn't like in the darkness, like I was like suffering from it. And I just didn't like want her to experience that because like when I grew up, like, you know, basically the way it had happened was like me and my sister would go to my grandma's house after school every day. And then we would go, like we'd be there like Monday through Friday and then we would get home. My mom or dad would come to pick us up at around like 7 or 8. And then we would go home and like, dude, for like 2 hours, it was just like pure chaos, and my mom and dad were always fighting, and my sister always had to break it up, and like it was bad. You know what I mean? It was really bad, and like just like I started to become that though. You know what I mean? Like, cause me and my partner had been fighting all the time, and like, and I'm not speaking ill of her. I love Monique. I'm always gonna love her. She's a beautiful person with a beautiful spirit. You know. But I just feel like I want to be honest in this interview with you because I feel like what good am I gonna do if I'm not honest about my story? And, you know, I made a lot of mistakes, and like we were just fighting all the time, and like it just got to the point where I had to like realize like you are like disrespecting that child in your heart that like always just wanted your parents to stop fighting. Like you have become that. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna continue down this path, or are you gonna like, you know, are you gonna get better? And so like what happened was that during Christmas time was like when I was like finishing up Naruto Shippuden and like was like just really like connecting with it because of like the whole like Naruto and Sasuke rivalry and everything, and like I was like really like, yeah, I didn't want to leave the house because I was so scared to like leave the apartment, you know what I mean? And like but my cousin Andre and I, who's like my best friend, you know, we had like really connected over Naruto and Naruto Shippuden because like he's a huge anime fan, like he's like super, he's been on anime since like we were like kids. And like I wanted to see him though, like I wanted Penelope to meet her uncle, and like I was like with Andre and we were driving, like it was like we were hanging out, we were like I was watching Naruto there, and then I told him like, oh hey, no, I'm kind of hungry, and he was like, all right, let's go to Denny's, and he drove us there, paid for me and Monique, didn't expect anything back. He's just such a good dude, and like I started realizing like, what am I trying so hard with these people for, man? Like I have what I want right in front of me. You know what I mean? Like I have like a brother who loves me and will like literally die for me, and like and I'd die for him. And like he showed me like this thing from One Piece where like Zoro takes Luffy's pain for him, and like it really it really got to me because like I was just like, man, like that's me. Like I do that. You know what I mean? And like Zoro, like he takes Luffy's pain, and then he doesn't even like somebody goes over who knows what he did, and Zoro's just like nothing happened. And I was like, that's what a man does, dude. Like a man just does. It's like a ninja does. Like they do for the sake of doing. They don't do it for the sake of like hearing a thank you or hearing like an attaboy, you know. It's like, and then my auntie Lucy, who's like really, really helped me, who's like you know a second mother to me. Like she's the one who brought me back to my faith because like she did like this beautiful prayer that night where I had like hung out with Andre, and she said that blood is thicker than water, you know. And I was like, wow, that really spoke to me. And then I started talking to her. like this one morning that I slept over at their house, and like it was just me and her talking, and she really showed me the light that was in my heart. And I opened up to her about like the abuse of my uncle and stuff, and like she like totally accepted me and like totally validated me and like made me feel seen. And then like I told her like I want to go to church, you know, and she recommended me to go to Journey here in Tracy. So then I went to Journey, and then I met Pastor Scott, and then Pastor Scott encouraged me to get baptized, so I did, and like, you know, just on my path to becoming a better man. Like I'm on the path of the samurai, you know what I mean?
Indeed, man. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, man. I'm so happy to be talking to you. I really missed you a lot. And I also wanted to apologize to you, man, because like I was in that dark place, like, and you know, I was like trying to like, it wasn't like with bad intent, but I was just like trying to be like, oh, like, can we do this for free and stuff like that? But I recognize now that like that wasn't okay to do that, because like this is like your livelihood. That'd be like somebody asking me to make a song for them for free. You know what I mean? Like, and I know you're like a really good-hearted person, so like I know I could just sense that you don't like carry any like resentment for me or anything. But I did want to say I'm sorry too, man. Like, because I didn't. This is your job. This is your profession, and I feel like I didn't value that, like what you're doing and how busy you are and stuff. So I just, you know, you're a really great person, man. I really appreciate you.
Well, thank you for saying that, and thank you for that apology. It is accepted, and yeah, it was never any bad feelings towards you, so all is okay.
All is forgiven, amen. Praise be to God, bro.
Indeed. So, books of the Bible, and me too, man. I had like a similar experience when it came to my wife. I don't know, man. I have church in the shower for some reason. God always reaches me there. So I'm having this moment.
He reaches us in strange places, man. It's usually for me as the bathroom too, because that's where I read all my books, you know?
See, there you go, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm minding my business, and I'm always playing like Christian music, you know, when I'm
okay, yeah, like
so I could sing along and worship and praise and all of that.
There you go. Now you have new Christian music to listen to. Once I put my album on Spotify, you know, you could just
I'll have the tree.
Yeah, you'll have the tree. No, seriously. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but you were saying.
Yeah, so I'm in there, you know, doing my thing, either praising or worshiping. Because I'm alone in those moments, I don't get interrupted much when I'm in the shower. So I guess that's why. Yeah, I guess that's why things
You're
happen.
sitting with yourself, the water is running on your skin, it feels amazing. Like, I totally feel you. Like, the shower is a great place to praise God. And, you know, it's funny that you say that about the shower, like, because, like, most of my inspiration from my music comes, like, when I'm in the shower, too. Like, for example, like, in one of my albums, The Hermit, which is, like, a story all about revenge. You know, it's, like, because I was super inspired by, like, the Sasuke story in Naruto. It's, like, his path, like, to revenge and all that. Like, but, yeah, so, like, I was in the shower and I was like thinking, and I came up with like that entire album in the shower, like the concept of it, and like the whole like because like the story like for the hermit, like the main character Job, who like I also got the name from the Bible. He like he's on this path to revenge because like somebody kills his father when he's like a little kid, like right in front of him. So he like devotes his life to finding his dad's killer and like murdering him, you know, like avenging his father and everything. So like. But basically, yeah, like his journey like starts at like the waterfall, and like I got inspiration from that from Naruto Shippuden, because like he goes to like the waterfall of destiny to learn how to like control the nine tails within him, so he could get super powerful and like go into nine tails mode and all that. And then yeah, so like it's cool that you say that though, because it's funny that we both have that like we're both like inspired when we're like in there. You know? It's funny to me.
Yeah, man. So I'm having this moment where, you know, there are verses from Paul. I think it was either in Romans or the Corinthians. And,
yeah, it's funny you say that, because like all the songs like on the second half, like that I wrote for the trees, like Galatians, for example, like Colossians, all those were written by Paul, who was Saul, and he was redeemed by the Lord. He was not doing the Lord's work, man, and he was redeemed. He literally was blinded by the light of God. So yeah, so what were you saying about Paul now?
Yeah, so he's writing about being a servant for others, and how others' needs should come before yours. And then I have this moment where I'm watching myself in like retrospect interact with my wife, like just being sarcastic or being what she would call mean. I was like, no, I'm not mean, you know. And you know,
Yeah, 'cause you're just like messing with her, like in your own perspective. Like, yeah, you're just like teasing her or something. Yeah, you don't mean anything by it.
yeah, or I react a certain way that caused us to fight, and then I realize that I'm the cause of most of our fights because I'm not.
I had to have that realization too, brother. It's not even true, man. It's just, it happens. Ego. It's like you always say right in the beginning of your. That's how I know. I was like, oh man, we're back. Because like I heard like and even past the ego, and I was like, oh yeah, man, we're back for sure. Yeah, but you're saying, you're saying, bro.
Yeah, and I realize it's because I don't have a servant heart anymore. Like so much bad things have happened to me that froze my heart that I felt like. And I used to then be this cold and walled up person I am now. You know, with each pain you get, there's a new protection there, so you don't feel that pain again. So I'm realizing that it's my own trauma, past experience that I really haven't let go that caused me not to be a servant to my wife. This is my wife, someone I love. Why am I fighting with her?
That's the love of your life.
Instead of holding her, I said, that is not Christian-like. And I have this moment where I'm coming to God, you know, God, forgive me. You know, I'm crying. I cry in the shower a lot. My family don't know this, but whenever I'm feeling the pressure, I just let the water hit my face, and I have a good cry with me and God there, and I'm praying, you know, and just pouring out my heart to God.
You need that release, and you can't let those build up, because then you're gonna end up hurting the wrong people. You know,
right. You gotta let it out.
Yeah,
and that's my way too, letting that bad energy come out too.
Yeah. A real man cries. A real man feels his emotions.
Yeah, you have to, because you don't want to be the stone cold, walled up, no emotional person.
No, definitely. Nobody wants to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody wants to be like that. I think people just become like that because it's kind of like what you were saying, right? It's like, thank the Lord that you have like a good heart and that you have the awareness to like understand like these like I'm gonna call them character flaws because like I have them too. You know what I mean? Like my character flaw is that I am extremely impatient. You know what I mean? Like I didn't realize it, like how impatient I was until like literally like a couple days ago. You know, like I was like, oh my god, man, I need to slow down. I'm gonna have a heart attack if I keep up with this. But what I was saying about you is that like when you're talking to me, like you have humility and you have self-awareness, which is like I think what our world lacks. I think a lot of it is like social media and stuff, and I'm not speaking from a holier than thou place. Like I'm speaking from like an actual place of like it's like practice what you preach, and I am practicing what I preach right now because I don't have Instagram, I don't have TikTok, like I don't have Twitter, I don't have Facebook, I don't have anything. I mean, the only thing I really consider to even be social media that I have is like my like music accounts, like my Spotify, my Apple Music, and like my you know, just kind of like my music stuff. So like I don't really even see, and like YouTube, but I don't see that as a social media. I see that as like kind of like Netflix, you know, like I just see it as like inspiration. But I'm sure there's like inspiration that can come from TikTok and, you know, like Instagram and all that. But like for me personally, I just see a lot of it as like it's like ego inflation. Like what I was talking about with my friends at the record store before our interview is like that. It's just like crazy because like with the world how it is nowadays, like the darkness that like surrounds our world, it's like scary, man. Like I literally feel like we're going through like what the Book of Revelation talked about with like the mark of the beast and all that, and like I don't know, man. I get like scared about that kind of stuff because it's like there's so much like happening right now in this world that's like so scary, you know.
Yeah, man, you're reading the signs, and yeah, brother, it feels surreal. Sometimes, man, things be happening in real time, like bad things, you know, explosions, hostage crisis, things that happen in our country,
LA
right?
fires.
Yeah, LA fires, and sometimes I feel like I'm in like a television series, and it doesn't feel real.
It doesn't sometimes. It feels like, I mean, those things are of biblical proportions. Like literally, like what is happening in LA right now is literally like something that you would find in the Bible, of like a whole, like, because I mean, if you think about it though, dude, like, like it's just crazy because like LA is like full of sin. And it's not right. I'm just saying, like, I like don't believe that LA like deserves to burn, like, because there's good people there. You know what I mean? There's good-hearted people there, and there's just human beings there. Period. So it's like it's hard, like with the LA fires. It's like, but I feel like there is so much sin. It's like when Jesus went into like the temple and saw like the like. I don't know if it's, you know what I'm talking about, like from the Bible. It's like from the Gospels. It's like when he goes in and he sees like how like horrible things are, and he's just like, what is going on? Like, this is not at all what my father intended. Like, what are you all doing? You know? And I see that's kind of like with, I mean, because you think about LA, right? LA is like full of like actors and musicians and like, it's full of a lot. It's like, it's Hollywood. You know what I mean? It's like, and Hollywood is based on greed. It's based on secrets, like sexual abuse, sexual assault. Like, there's a lot of things that go on in like the entertainment industry. So that's why I'm just kind of like trying to stay on the outside of it. You know what I mean? If music doesn't even end up being like my path, I'm literally not even tripping, bro. Like, I really could care less because I have my faith in God. Like, that's my true path. Like, whatever way that the Lord wants me to like deliver His messages is how I'm gonna do it. Like if it's through music, it's through music. If it's through like art or poetry or writing or whatever, then that's what I'm gonna do because I want to do the Lord's work for what He's done for me in my life. But that's basically like everything I'm saying is just to say that like our world is in like a really, really broken place, and I just want to heal people, bro. Like, cause I know how it feels to be in that dark place. And if I could just like help people, then I'm truly living to my purpose of what God put me on this planet for, is to be a healer. A healer of pain.
Indeed. So, man, going back to the books of the Bible, why did you choose these particular books?
That's an amazing question. Thank you. So basically, I just real quick, man, I gotta give you a shout out. You asked some really, really great questions, man. And it's cool because I have to learn from you. Like, if I'm like, like out, like doing whatever I got to do, like I can be a better friend to people because I could learn. I could like ask the questions you ask and just kind of reframe them to like be more akin to what they say. So I just wanted to give you some praise real quick, man, because you asked some really, and I'm sure the people that do interviews with you appreciate it too, because like that's what's gonna keep people coming back, man. Is like asking those great questions, So hats off to you, bro.
Thank you.
Had to praise you for a second. Yeah, no problem, bro. But yeah, so basically on why I chose these books specifically, I chose Genesis because Genesis is the beginning. Like it's like the beginning of the Bible, and then I chose Revelation because Revelation is like the ending of the Bible, the last book, the first and last. But all the books in between, the first half is all from the Old Testament, and the second half is from the New Testament. And I chose those 8 books specifically because you could sit and read those books in like 10 minutes each, maybe 20 most, like 30 minutes max if like you like need to take a little more time to read. Like with these books specifically though, like I wanted to inspire people that if they hear my album The Trees and like they like make the connection that it's about the Bible and that like these songs are based off of the Bible, then like it'd be cool to like inspire people to go and read those books. Like the Book of Ruth, for example, like is like 4 chapters. Like the Book of Obadiah is like literally 1 chapter. You can literally read that book in like 5 minutes. So like every single book that I chose was like they're like the shortest books in the Bible. So I wanted to like, because basically the writing process for this was that I didn't do like the music at all for any of them, like until like I wrote all the lyrics first, and what I would do is I would go in and actually read. Let me see, because I have my Bible right here. It's actually like, so I can tell you what version it is. It's I think it's like the NLV. It's like New Living Translation. Yeah, it's really, really great. It's like the best way to read the Bible in my opinion, because the Old English I understand can turn people off from the Bible because it's like Shakespeare, but the NLV is really good because it's like modernizes the Bible, but like it still keeps the core of like what each of those books was about. But yeah, so the way that I did it for this project was really special because I would read like the books, like for example, like with like Malachi, which is like one of the like songs that I have on my album. Like I went in and read the book of Malachi, and then I just took inspiration from it, and like whatever it made me feel, I didn't like like have any doubt in my heart. Like I just let the pen kind of guide me, you know, and like so I would do that for like each 8 of those books. Genesis and Revelation I haven't read yet because those books are much longer and I really want to take my time with those. So you know I'm gonna have to like go in and like actually read them. But with the 8 books that like of the songs that have lyrics, that's how the lyrics were written. So like I went in and actually read the book first. Each book, like I would read it, I'd read the book, and then like handwrite the lyrics. So like to give it kind of more of like a personal feeling to it, like with the, because I feel like handwriting lyrics is just it's different, you know. So
Right.
yeah, that's how the album was composed essentially. And then after it was cool because I was one of like my best friends, his name's Logan. He actually owns the record store here in Tracy. He's only like 21, dude. He's like literally like an entrepreneur, genius, prodigy type of person, you know. He's just super wise, man. Like I talked to him, like he's just a really good friend of mine, you know. And like I actually went in there and like it was him and his girlfriend Jess, and they were hanging out, and like I was just like there in like the corner of the record store, like writing the music for it. And then I went to the studio that day and recorded it with like my family, Tim and Josh, like my music sensei and like my music brother, you know. And like they really helped me to bring this album to life. Like they really put their own like flavor on it, man, and it really paid off. I mean, you've heard the music, you've seen my transformation. You know what I mean? It's like my music has elevated. Like I feel like I'm up there now with like artists who are like on a serious level, dude. Like I feel like I'm there, you know?
Yes, indeed. All right. It is time to get into some music. We have Malachi, as you just mentioned, about ready to go.
Actually, I have a music video for that I just received back from the video editor, so that'll be on next Friday. And then
Nice.
video for that one, and then a video for the song Glaze. Yeah, it's sick because I'm talking about Logan. Like Malachi actually filmed that at his record store. He filmed it for me.
Oh, that's real cool.
Yeah, seriously, man. Good choice.
All right, guys, here it is. Malachi. Stay tuned. And it's my son's middle name, so special place.
Amen.
There's strength in showing mercy to people who have wronged you. When you let go of all of your hatred, that's how life becomes new. It's up to you which direction that you'll take. When you trust in yourself, there's no way that you'll break. Be strong when problems come your way, and from your path, don't be led astray. Become the person you've always wanted to be. Once you've made this commitment, your soul will be free.
All right, welcome back again. That was Malachi by Georg Bendemann. Let's go ahead and bring him back on. Hey, you're back with us. You mentioned...
Yeah, man, I wanted to... oh, no, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's all good. I was actually just going to talk about the song Malachi, and I wanted to talk about my inspiration behind the music itself, like my rap style and all that, and like who I was like really inspired by. So the rapper that I literally was like playing like him like in the booth like on my phone speaker like to get like his energy, I guess, is the rapper Special Ed, you know, from the old school days. Special Ed has like a really cool story too, because he started off when he was like 16. He did like the I Got It Made song, you know, that was like a hit, you know. He like blew up and he was super popular. He was only 16 years old, man. I think he wrote that song when he was literally like 14, like the lyrics, and then he worked with Howie T, and then like he went on his own like spiritual journey. He had a daughter too, and he like wrote this song called Never Go Back, where like the first lyrics are I'm getting restless, what guest list, I'm rushing, the percussion, end of discussion, as you were, your rhyme soft like fur, oh you write for her, now that explain it. So like when he's talking about like, oh you write for her, he's talking about his daughter. You know, and like he really grew up, man. Like he literally like, because he went from making the Youngest in Charge album, which was like when he was 16, to making his Revelation album when he was 22, I believe. That's how old he was, I want to say, like in his like early 20s, and like he really grew up. You know what I mean? I could really see his transformation to becoming like a master of his craft. So like for that song in specific, Malachi, like that's the energy that I channeled, was like Special Ed, because like his flow's so sick, because like he gets so many words in. He's like a jazz saxophonist. Like he's so smooth, but he's like so militant. Like he's very like like profound with like his words and what he says. Like he really makes you think. So that's who I was like super inspired by for that song.
Awesome. Wow. Like it's so incredible how you grasp onto the things that inspire you and start creating from it.
I wear my inspirations on my sleeve, man. I appreciate that you acknowledge that in me. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
Indeed, indeed. So you mentioned earlier about playing a particular song tonight, or this afternoon.
In my hand.
Ready?
I got my ukulele in my hand. Let me see. Let me just tune it up real quick. Yeah, so the song I'm going to be playing for you is my song Galatians. That's the main song I'm going to be promoting because it has a really nice message, and like it just kind of, I think the song Galatians like really encapsulates the entire album. Like if I had to show like a person like a song off of the album to like really like show them what the song was about, it would be this song. So yeah, and I actually got a new ukulele too, and I named it Art. So, yeah, this is Galatians off my new album, The Trees. Is it cool if I play it now?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. I'm an apostle who believes in the gospel. I trust in the good word, preaching all that I have heard. The Spirit moves within me. It took a long time to see that I could be a good human being. Belief in the good word is so free. My body goes to higher places. My heart fills the empty spaces of the silence that's around. Through the gospel I've been found.
Incredible. Thank you so much for that.
Of course, yeah, dude. It's cool because you're actually like one of the first people I played that song for, period. Like, because I played it for my mom and my sister and my niece Mara, and then I played it for Aaron. You know, the friend I've made that's like, you know, I honestly think he's gonna be like one of my best friends for my entire life. And then I played it for you. So you're actually like the third time I've like played it for like people. This is like the third time, man. So I'm super happy that thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that. Thank you. And it's cool. It's like it kind of ties back to like what you were talking about, like in like the like prelude, I guess you could call it, like your introduction before you had brought me on, like about like change and like that change is possible. And it is. I mean, look at me, man. I used to be a horrible person. You know what I mean? I used to be so self-serving. I used to be in so much pain and darkness and hatred and all this anger in my heart. And I changed. You know what I mean? Like, people can change. I think that's like kind of the thing that like what I was talking about, like social media. I feel like for some reason, like social media paints this image of like people cannot change. Like, because I guess it's like, you know, when people get like, canceled and stuff, like they go into their past and see like these things that they did and stuff, and like it really doesn't like allow our society to have like the confidence that people can become better from how they used to be. You know what I mean? Like it's really like sad. So like you know yourself in your heart, and like because you have God in your heart, you know people can change. You see the best in people just like I do.
Indeed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the name of the album is called Trees. Did you have any challenges while you created this project?
Yeah, so for the trees, I would say I had more challenges with the burrow. That was the one that I was like going through, like, you know, a lot of like really dark stuff, and I think that's kind of like what shaped that album. But because like I was like in the darkness for like I was like just like finally getting out. Like the burrow like kind of represented me like getting out of the darkness, you know what I mean? And the trees I think more so represented me fully giving myself, like the light has shined through my heart. You know what I mean? Like the light is like in my heart in His presence. So I would say it's the only. Actually, you know what's interesting? I don't think I have faced any adversity in creating this project. I feel like I faced like adversity with like I guess like debt, but I mean I don't really care too much to be honest with you about that kind of stuff because like if I like just have to spend some money on music, I really don't care because I know I'm doing it in like service of like a greater purpose. You know what I mean? And I know that that money will just come back. Like, and I like have a job at Olive Garden. Like, I'm working really hard to like provide stability for like Penelope and like for like my apartment and all that. But there's actually something I wanted to share with you because this is gonna be I think it's kind of like be a good like answer to your question. This is gonna be like the kind of like you know like how on Genius and like Bandcamp they have like album descriptions, so like it'll kind of like be like a description of what the album's about.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm gonna do for it is I'm gonna like reference Naruto because like for Naruto episode 479, which is called Naruto Uzumaki, it's like him and Sasuke like do you care about spoilers? Because if you do, I don't want to say anything.
You can go ahead.
Okay, for sure. Spoiler warning to any of your listeners who watch Naruto or Naruto Shippuden, don't like skip ahead 30 seconds or something. Yeah, because this is like the episode when him and Sasuke, like after their like big fight in Naruto Shippuden, like their final like battle, like they finally make like the unison sign and they bring everybody back, like because like everybody's like locked in like the infinite Tsukiyomi, which is like they're like locked in like an infinite dream world. And Naruto and Sasuke, all they have to do is do the infinite Tsukiyomi because they defeated they have to do the unison sign because they defeated like the main villain Kaguya together. But like Sasuke, you know, he wants to capture all the tailed beasts and he wants to like rule with like an iron fist. And so basically like he's like trying to kill Naruto and Naruto's trying to save him because he's his friend, you know. And that's like, dude, it's like man tears, you know what I mean? Like when I literally every time I watch this I will cry. But so this episode, the description is I love this so much. This is the story of the boy who blew through the hearts of all alike an irresistible gale. This is the story of Naruto Uzumaki. So like for my description for my album The Trees on Genius, it's gonna say this is the story of the boy who blew through the hearts of all like an irresistible gale. This is the story of Georg Bendemann. Isn't that awesome, bro?
It is.
It totally fits too with like the whole like with everything that I've experienced. It's like I just like I think it's just like I've had that. I think you're actually no. I think maybe my dad is the only other person I've told about like that idea. But like I don't know. I love that he blew through the hearts of all like an irresistible gale. Like that. It's just like the episode description on Hulu. And it's so beautiful, you know what I mean? I love that, man. It's so well written, and like, this is the story of Naruto Uzumaki. It's like his good-hearted nature, like, and it was like my cousin Andre, man. Like when you asked me earlier, like what like changed me, or like what was the change? It's like Andre had like really given me like that like acknowledgement of like, Zach, I think it's an amazing thing that you always extend the olive branch like to my cousins and stuff, because like even though my cousins like are going through their own pain and darkness, so like it just made me so happy when he said that. And I really love my cousin Andre, man, for like saying that to me, because like it really meant the world to me that he like said that, because I always thought I was so stupid, you know what I mean? I always thought I was so dumb for trying to be nice to people who were mean to me, and like I always felt like such an idiot. But like through watching this show and like seeing Naruto and like his good-hearted nature, like it was like 3 years and he never gave up on Sasuke. You know what I mean? Like he refused to give up on him, and he fought for him. He literally sacrifices an arm so that way Sasuke can live. You know, like he saves him, man. And it's like, wow, like it's such a powerful story, because like their final fight is just like, you see these boys like they are fighting now as men. You know what I mean? Because in the OG series, like one of the last things that happens is Naruto and Sasuke fight, and then Sasuke like barely beats him, you know. But then Naruto is just like ridiculously strong, so where I feel like if he really wanted to, he could have beat Sasuke, but like he wasn't fighting to beat him. He was never fighting to beat him, you know what I mean? He was fighting to save him, man, because that's his best friend. So like, Yeah, that's what inspired me, dude. Like this whole story, like it's just so moving. I love this show so much. Like I just like owe this show a lot for helping like me to giving me a roadmap for how to become a better person. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I love it. I love it. Where can our listeners connect with you online and check out more music?
To be honest with you, I think the best way is Spotify. I mean, I listen to my music personally on Spotify. You know what I mean? But just like all the big streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. You could check out my YouTube channel, Georg Bendemann on YouTube, like for all my music videos and stuff. Like I have two more coming. I have two from the Burrow already out, and then I have two more coming for the Trees, for Malachi, and for Galatians. And then yeah, just like Bandcamp. Like if you're broke and you can't afford Spotify or you can't afford like premium or whatever, then Bandcamp I think is the best way to listen to my music, because you can listen to it for free, and I really don't care about making money off of music itself, because streaming, I'm gonna get paid like 10 cents for like a million streams, like, so I've already accepted that. Like a special ed say the way he said that in an interview like recently, that the way to make money off of music now is merchandising. So yeah, that's one other thing I wanted to like announce, that I'm gonna look into getting, because Bandcamp, like artists independently sell their vinyls and their CDs. So my plan for the Trees is I already have CDs like on the way. So I want to get vinyl records made too, and I want to sell them through Bandcamp. So just be on the lookout for that, because Georg Bendemann on Bandcamp, just like I'm definitely going to be selling CDs for sure. I just got to look into vinyl because it's kind of expensive, but yeah, I'm gonna be selling merch soon. So be on the lookout for that.
All right. Listeners, just in case you need those links, I will have them in the description of this episode and in the show notes. So all you guys have to do is just click those links. Thank you once again, Georg Bendemann, for being our special guest. Man, it was an honor catching back up with you and hearing these amazing stories, these transformations, and giving all the glory to God. Thank you.
God bless you, brother.
God bless you. What an incredible conversation with Georg Bendemann, from his heartfelt stories behind the Trees to his devotion to faith and artistry. Georg has truly inspired us with his words and music. We thank Georg once again for sharing this transformative journey. Listeners, be sure to check out The Trees and connect with Georg Bendemann on all platforms. Don't forget to subscribe to Vigilantes Radio, leave a rating, and share this episode with a friend. If you support our show, visit buymeacoffee.com/Vigilantes Radio. And thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, stay inspired and keep listening.
Peace to all. My name is Deanie, and I am the host of Vigilantes Radio Live. I think that we are beyond just asking cool questions and getting cool responses. I think that we are here as creatives to provide an example that you can do things different outside of expectations, because some of us simply were not born into the club, but there is perhaps a door, window, or back gate that we can leave a clue for you to get into. Life is short, but there are plenty of moments to try and get it right. Pursuing your dreams and learning from mistakes may be tough, but regret is tougher. To book your interview, email us at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That's a V as in victorious. Or visit onlyonemediagroup.com. I'm counting on you. Heaven, we all are counting on you to step into your purpose and your passion. You are listening to Vigilantes Radio Live on iHeartRadio, providing you with an opportunity to dive deeper.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com.